old shit and follow my new shit.
But you see your special,
Bro.
we were talking about.
Damn, it looks so fat in this. With this angle, bro. I am getting kind of fat. Bulking up, dog. Alright. Did we start streaming? Yeah. Alright. Let's do this. Yeah, so doing my good old Zeus and Essence build. Really strong.
Reported guilty suicide, depression. So I want to talk about transformation, right? All of these things. Let's begin with where are you from originally?
Born in Athens, Georgia. Go Dogs. We number one right now in the nation. And I was raised in Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to some of the Black homecoming. Black Texas. Don't keep me long, you know what I mean? Okay.
Oh shit. I shouldn't have done that. Let's just go ahead.
So yeah, I was raised in Atlanta, Georgia. So I went from a small town to an even, compared to LA, a small city, but it was a big city for
That's
Georgia.
a big move from Athens to Atlanta.
Yeah.
And your mom and dad together at the time. How old are you when you guys make that move?
I remember being like, I did it twice. So I did it like, I was like around 5 or 6 years old.
I have brothers and sisters.
I have a sister also. Shout out to Japronica.
What's her name?
Japronica. Japronica.
That is a name I have never heard. Have you ever met another Japronica?
Well, Japonica is a flower.
Japonica.
Japonica is a flower, a Japanese flower, and a flower that they have in the Middle East. But they spelled it wrong.
No.
Yeah, they spelled it
So
wrong
it's
on the
your-
birth.
Wait, it was, so I was saying it right.
Yeah.
I mean, I got +9 before, so must be a way, but I'm thinking about just doing from now on 1 Rune Guard, 2 Essences. Use the Rune Guard to double explode the other ones. That should work. She's a good 500 damage. Wait, no. 25. Not that much damage. It's 3 off itself. The Rune Guard can use its ability on itself, then should be. Then it should be enough damage, that's 75 damage. Yeah.
Additional supply depots required.
And got this. Okay. Yeah.
You never heard
I
of
was
it?
pronouncing her name proper, but the flower wrong.
Yeah. So, but no, it is her name, and it's not to mention the type.
There's gotta be one. I think it's your only one.
I think she said she found the number when she was back. She was like, ain't no way. They copied her when younger. I'm like, you searched the whole Instagram? But she was like, basically. So,
Okay, so
but then you have some separate fathers, right? That's how abundance works. You know, sometimes the Lord blesses you with a woman with multiple fathers. So she's the light-skinned child. I'm the dark-skinned child. And we ever got confused by like which father was present. The hand test.
No.
No, okay, we didn't do that, but. It's an old bit I know. Like, is that my dad? That's but her dad died. Both our dads.
Alright, so
Shout out.
you jump way ahead.
I don't know. Shit, shout out.
Tell me about
Then when you say something fucked up, you try to make it better.
Tell me about your dad.
My dad, as far as what? I think.
Bro, the fact that that window didn't die, that cyborg's healing crazy, dog. 7 at least, that's a crazy deal. Dude, are you really serious right now? Can you fucking... I'm about to sell one of these, man. Man, dude. Nah, dude, that's what roach fighter. That's what...
Additional supply depots required.
Alright.
Tell me about him. What do you know about him?
Yeah, I realized he died.
No.
Oh, like his favorite color. You know, you have those stars.
So when they split them, same they wasn't when Atlanta and were so they never did he come
Dang,
around at
bro.
all? Did you
Yeah,
have
Dang, that hurts, dude. Hurts, but still gonna just put me in 29 because I'm not sure. Yeah, it's good. So. Yeah, this is so good, this game. Dang, I'm about to have to kill. You know, yeah, we're gonna play this.
Additional supply depots required.
I spent time with him, and from my memory, it was some of the best moments of my
Tell me about
life.
life.
I still see like them coming, you know, some of the hoods, like my mom's side, they're really hood. And like my grandma was like cooking, like they grew food in the yard. All the food came from the yard, like the eggs, we had chickens in the back, we had hunt dogs. We would go fishing every Saturday, catch the fish, fry the fish. Right
Insufficient
there on the fire.
Vespine gas.
The rest went to the neighbors.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
The wines, the muscadines were fine. Corn was shucked. Peas were shucked. Cantaloupe, watermelon. You know, it's like, yeah, honeydew, you know. But it's like, you realize when you're older, like, oh, this is like abundance and, you know, life was like everything you needed in your body. Like, you want a snack, go outside, you know, 2 pecans with your hand, snap them, bam, eat it. Sit down with family, like, it was just a very, like, peaceful time. And then, my dad worked for a power company, every day. Very smart dude, had me in the YMCA, like, all these extracurricular activities. Guns hunting. And that if you learn how to shoot arrow, so you just learn to train this as much as you can, right? And then we would fish also. Remember going out on the boat, staying out overnight fishing, just catching a bunch of catfish and learning southern, like, you know, freshwater fish. It definitely was a more simple life. And Christmas was good. It was just really, I just remember. And my dad was all normalcy just went, it just changed. Because now we're like, you know, we're like older, like these people are like 25, like, damn. And my mom was a young mom, just moved to the city, young, good-looking lady. And life was just like 2 young kids, you know. trying to survive, and that came with struggles. Bounce around from place to place. I'll be at the Brahma Brothers, which is like this. Brahma Brothers is a black-owned haircut. They have a school along to this hair school, and we'd be there as kids, just being on the chair, just spinning around. You know, she hit me with a brush. Boom! Stop! Stop spinning around. You know, so it was just a different life. You know.
By the end of the show.
Yeah. All right, so special podcast today. Hoping to do it in March, but we couldn't. But we're able to make it work today. And a lot of people online was, Pat, you got to get them on, Pat. You got to get them on. It'd be great. Be a great conversation. Finally, it'll make it work. Newly a father of 7 months, which is congratulations to you. It's great to have David Packer on the podcast.
It's so great to be here. I'm shocked people wanted me here.
They really did, though. I mean, you were getting tagged left and right. I said,
That's
I gotta
great.
get this guy.
I love it.
We're talking on the Twitter. And
Yeah.
Anyways, we were able to make it work. So how's everything? How you doing?
Everything's good.
Good?
Yeah.
How's it feel being a father?
It's weird. It's like completely different and kind of everything's the same, you know? It's weird.
And biggest shock for me,
Yeah.
like, oh, I didn't expect this.
You know, I thought maybe like 2 or 3 diapers would be enough for a few months. You need way more than 2 or 3.
Rookie move,
That
bro.
was-
So what's most expensive cost that you're feeling?
Well, the most expensive one was the night nurses. Because as you know, my audience knows my girlfriend ended up back in the hospital after the delivery, and it was me at 2 weeks. And so I was like, we need night nurses. And night nurses, you know, are not the cheapest thing.
Wow.
So that was so after that, I was like, oh, diapers, this is great. Diapers is cheap.
I use it's pretty eggs cost catastrophic. So it's coming.
Well, she's already on eggs, you know, so it's, yeah.
By the way, public PSA, I'm also looking for some night nurses out there. I don't have any kids, but if some night nurses just want to
You
come in,
best bite your tongue. You said you're looking for night
want to come in and take care of some things throughout the night, just
Well,
nurse me down.
his interpretation of night is very different than David. David is not in the adult entertainment business. David is not like in, a playground. He's just saying somebody that was helping him with the
Yeah,
kids.
these are medical professionals.
Yes, exactly. Man, that's a better way of putting it.
That's all I'm looking for as well here, gentlemen. It's a mouth to mouth.
All right, stop it. Let's go. Okay, so David, for the people that don't know, if you can take a quick moment, just kind of give them your background.
Okay.
You got a massive YouTube channel. You got billions of views online. You've done great work. And maybe share with them what your philosophies are, what you believe in, and we'll get started.
So my family fortunate that I could just kind of try making a job while a lot of my, classmates ended up having to get real jobs that were not very good. And it worked, fortunately. I think it was a combination of timing and the opportunity and the fact that I had a situation where I could just, let's see if this thing works, and I could go ahead and get a real job. And then it combined with YouTube was blowing up and podcasting and all these things. So my shows, it's left wing, progressive, call it, whatever you want, sort of podcast, and I'm sure we'll get into my philosophy more specifically. But that's the space I occupy. There's politics. I know. I know. Yeah.
How did your infatuation with Trump get
I
started?
just think his hair and his physical prowess and strength is so incredible. His golf game is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I consider golf a proxy towards basically everything.
Yeah.
If you're a good golfer the way
Exactly.
Trump is,
Yeah.
then you're good at everything. Really. That's
It's the best. So I say.
But by the way, do you miss him? Be honest.
Do I miss him? So there's
And a crazy question. For you,
Yeah.
Just a crazy question. For you. Like for me, you know how the CNN rating just came out and ratings, I don't know what the number. We'll get into it here in a minute. But worse in 90s. I don't know what the number is, but if you can pull up the article, worse in 90s, right? So do you think like you sit there and you say like a comedy? Chappelle, these guys get, you know, sometimes like yeah, right. So you know, there's a lot you can do, right? A lot more you can do.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely. And he's so funny in spite of himself. And sometimes he'll say one thing, like he'll call, you know, the CEO of Lockheed, Marilyn Lockheed. But that's not her name. Her last name is not the name of the company. That's funny in the moment.
Tim Apple.
Tim Apple, right. But there's these arcs.
I said Tim Cook. You pretty much said Tim Apple.
There's this arc, like for example, where Trump weirdly gets obsessed with toilets during his 2020 campaign. I don't know if you guys remember this, but he would go to rallies, he would go, and they're turning down the flow on my toilets. You're gonna have to flush toilets 10 to 15 times. And I'm thinking, what is Trump doing with the toilet when you need 10 to 15 times? So then, on election day, he talks about how he really won, which he lost. He says they were massive dumps in the night. And then later you find out he was flushing documents down the toilet. So you're like, going back a year, that's the reason the toilet, he was so concerned about toilets, he's flushing documents.
So how do you handle the whole, you know, but even for yourself as a content creator, do you miss it as a content? Like, would you selfishly forget about political? Of course, you don't want him. You could have probably had Bernie, right? I would assume maybe somebody else who would have been your guy if you had your choice.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bernie is the closest when you look at policy to me, but I've been very critical of the way Bernie runs his campaign. Bernie talks about he's a socialist. I'm not a socialist, and I don't actually think Bernie ran on a socialist platform. We can get to that. But I've said to my audience, Trump is great. When you're speaking, you might just it's the reason I'm going to answer the question, but the reason that it's a hard question to answer in that way is there's policy and there's who could win, who could be good at governing, who understands how to make a compromise and sort of how politics is done. So I think there's a ton of really interesting people. And I refer this now for my audience because what I'm about to say, they'll say, you're just, the insult in my space is you're a lib, meaning I'm not progressive, I'm not. I think folks like, it's crazy.
Insufficient Vespine
I
gas.
think the people that are striking the right balance right now between policy and rhetoric and ability to actually be good politicians are people like, it's gonna be crazy, Gavin Newsom, Pete Buttigieg, Stacey Abrams, Dean Porter in California. I think these are really interesting folks who I don't necessarily agree with them on all policy, but I think they bring a few things that are important. They're younger, and right now there's a problem where it's sort of like old guy after old guy after old guy. I think some progressive policies that are interesting without really being oriented as being socialist, and I think that that's all really important right now. Okay, so if I were to say here are the things that Biden got done that are accomplishments that, you know, things that are at a time where I think it was necessary for that third COVID stimulus, remember Trump as much of this, any of the PPP slush fund, which was so fraudulently used, and now the IRS is backed up on audits in part because they're doing PPP fraud investigations. So I like that he didn't include that. I didn't think that was necessary. Inflation Reduction Act does a lot of interesting things, and whether or not it quote reduces inflation is coming down now several months in a row. I love the renewable energy stuff that's in there. I drive an electric car. I've got the solar panels. I've got my gas stove. I'm even going to get rid of. I'm ready to get rid of it. I'm serious. So yeah, I don't know. It's not a reduction. Most of actually, it's fantastic. I was thinking, gas stove is modulated down. I have a reduction. It's fantastic. So I'm looking at it. I think it's very exaggerating. I think that's really great. I think we're out of Afghanistan. I think it's the absolute right decision. Many criticisms of the chaos that unfolded. Disaster. Actually, that's the answer. It was Trump's plan to get out that Biden. On student loan forgiveness, I don't know what's going to happen eventually. I'm not a forgive all student loan. Some of my audience are like, David,
Additional supply depots required.
No, I don't think so. I don't think that makes sense. But we've had programs like you work in an underserved community long enough to qualify to get those loans. I think certain programs like that make a lot of sense. So I think that's a good thing. And quite frankly, and this is where the Trump people email me and they get very mad. If not my opinion, if we go by reality, I think that matters. So I think it's important to have respect the office of the presidency. And under Trump, it was a joke. He literally laughed at the UN, goes to India, mispronounces 10 and the crowd is just leaving. It was a humiliation everywhere he went. So I think that's it's like a soft thing. I don't know. What I'm asking you is what data do you have that you're then how do you know it is like
Russia will come. Right? Even if you look at Afghanistan, the people on the left will not have
Additional supply depots required. Additional supply depots required.
Philip Buzz, Samuel C. What's his name? Matt Zeller, CIA agent who was on MSNBC. He called him
Insufficient Vespene gas.
That's one person, right?
There's a lot of people. I actually said I want to play.
That's fine. I think it's not go. Are you not worried that the U.S. is no longer?
You're saying they don't fear.
Hold on. Let me finish my response.
Yeah.
You first presented to me, and these are a lot of conversations about this. You present to me. Is it not a concern to me that the U.S. is no longer feared? And I said, well, where are you getting that? Where's the data? You go out, there is no data. So let's first start with
what I said is that's not I didn't say there's no data. You said no data, meaning you can't find data on Here's action.
No, that's not
what happened with our senators? Yeah, what happened after 20-some years? What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Hold on.
Well, he moved the capital to Jerusalem.
So let's.
I don't know if there's been peace in the Middle East or anything like that.
Has there been any progress on this? Very good. Did moving it wasn't the capital, but moving the embassy.
The embassy,
Hold on a
correct.
second. Let me ask the question. Did moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem get us closer to peace, or did it get us further away? Do either of you guys know? I don't know if you've studied this issue.
There's arguments on both ends, but it has not led to peace and prosperity in Palestine.
Did Trump promise? This is a very critical question. Did Trump promise solve now, that's only yes, no.
I don't know if he promised it or promises made, promises kept. He was assigned to that duty.
And didn't happen. What? Did Jared negotiate
No,
peace?
but I don't think anybody believed peace was happening.
So it's okay for him to make promises that are obvious lies?
But make the argument. Go back to the argument about the fact that America, on all polls today, is, would you say, liked? What was the word?
So, I think the really important thing when we talk about this is we talk about what we expect. So, Gallup,
but that's where we're going.
there are
I trust her. I'm saying so you trust polls.
if you say you trust a Rasmussen primary candidate election, I would say that's not very valuable. I don't get that. The Gallup public sentiment that has been done over many presidents in this way, I think that's important. Just to give a sense of how the world is about the American president. I have no reason to distrust that. There are other polls that we have specific reason to distrust. But we're kind of going like 10 tangents.
Additional supply depots required.
If you want to talk about am I upset that the U.S. isn't able, since you brought that up, appropriate for you to give me the data. Now that Biden is president, I think it's important because I think that
Sure.
I think it's important because trade and globalization and the problems with countries that don't respect the borders of countries. It's important to be, again, it's not about liked, it's not about science, it's about skeptical.
Why do you think?
As a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us why. And Biden's not.
Well, we can talk about Biden.
Oh, because Biden's like go.
No.
Trump's the joke.
No.
Okay, so why? Tell us why he's the joke.
Are we talking about Trump or are we talking about Biden?
No.
Talk about both.
Identify both.
Talk about them one at a time.
Stay on Trump.
Okay.
Stay on Trump when you think he's a joke. Tell us why you think he's a joke.
Promises made that were not kept, that he told us he was going to achieve. So I'm going to get rid of Obama. Everyone will be here.
Additional supply depots required.
But it's better than the thing Trump said he was going to bring us. That was failure. 2, build a wall across the entire U.S.-Mexico border, which Mexico is going to pay for. It's not even worth having a conversation. I mean, just a joke. Of course, completely happy. Solve the Israeli-Palestinian. Got us further from that because it's seen as a sort of a taunting measure if you understand the agenda.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Made some space travel promises. I mean, I can't think of promises he made that he did keep, other than, I guess he was going to do tax reform, and he did tax reform. So, as a policy matter, a complete and total failure. I do think maybe the First Step Act on criminal justice reform did some good things. I'm sort of glad to give him credit on that. But so, failure, and then, on the spend thousands of Yes. Why? Well, because his followers don't care about policy. I interview them all the time, and I say, well, they don't care about achievements. They care about Hillary bad, Hillary Marxist, Hillary socialist.
You think Hillary's good?
Oh, no, I don't think Hillary's good. She's to my right. No, I don't think he was. I thought you were yeah. I mean, give me a left-wing Hillary policy, like a really left-wing Hillary policy.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not. But that's not the point. Where you're saying you would much rather have a Hillary than a Trump.
I would rather.
Okay, so go back.
Much rather. I don't know.
So go back to he gets reelected. Why? Because his voters could care less about politics. That's what you're saying. Fine, no problem. So, but we both know that it's not the right.
Insufficient Vespine
it's not
gas.
the left that elect whoever on the left. It's whoever's in the middle. You know what? I want to go on this side. You know, you can't come up.
What it actually more depends on is who chooses to vote. It's less about if there's lots of people who are really good at this issue. We talked about and even Frank Luntz, even though he's partisan, I think we can see this as well. So yes, the idea of the very, very small percentage. More common is that a candidate either activates people or those sectors they are in the U.S. We have comparison turnout. So almost half the electorate isn't even voting. It's less about people who vote one way and then another way. It's more about people who say, I'm just going to stay home.
Damn.
Versus I'm going to go out and vote. If they vote,
Almost held that 14, but probably would have lost it. Bathroom. That was unfortunate. This guy's like, dang, that's too much information, dog. Oh shit, no Zeus. Oh shit, no Zeus. No Zeus.
So you're saying that the middle voter doesn't matter at all?
No, I didn't say that.
So what are you saying?
I said they matter much less than who is partisan chooses to vote.
But it's fair to say that okay, if he continues, so if he continues,
Damn hungry, dog.
and there's no COVID, he would get elected. Do you think, let's specifically target the middle. Forget the people on the side that would show up.
Well, why?
That's the question I want to do with you, right? So if we specifically focus on the middle, would the middle, the independent libertarians, would they have chosen to stick with Trump, or would most have wanted to replace him with somebody else?
It's a polling question. I don't have the data.
Well, you're the poll guy, so I want to ask you.
I don't have the data.
That's not true. You're saying it's who showed up that elected.
As a general concept,
Right.
elections swing less based on some that has a small are voters activated by their candidate or deactivated. They go, I don't like this person, but I'm definitely not voting for that person.
It's a bit of both, though.
It's a bit of both.
Because
but
we
I think
also are now in a Roosevelt. We see countless stories. I voted for Obama. I'm not racist. I voted for Obama. What are you talking about? I voted for Bush, then I voted for Obama, and then Trump showed up, made some promises. He was in the Midwest. He was out there. He was reaching out, touch your hands. Hillary was too busy in New Mexico and Arizona. I decided to vote for Trump. I was sort of done with Trump. Now I'm back on Biden.
Yeah,
We see so many stories like that.
That's
These independents.
That's an anecdote, and so I think anecdotes are fine. But one of the things that is important is to zoom out from anecdotes and to look at broader data. And the other thing that's important is a lot of that cross voting, it cancels each other out because you see roughly the same amount from one side versus the other. And what I mean by that is there was, if you look at the crossover in 2016, the number of Democrats who decided to vote Trump in 2016 was very similar to the number of Democrats who decided to vote McCain in 2008. So it's a roughly predictable number.
You're talking about Democrats who switched over to just legitimate independents.
I'm giving you just what I So it's very that's my the anecdotes all day, Jim Bob's wife decided to vote for me. That's totally fine.
But let's take it because you're data.
Yeah.
Data can tell us. You're saying it's not necessarily that the middle wanted to add Trump.
Yeah.
Would he have
He would have needed roughly the same percentage that Republicans tend to. Trump suffered because they're on the COVID thing when he got reelected. It's not only did COVID saying 15 cases, 0, vaccines work on COVID. What about bleach injections? All that stuff. They said if instead of that, Trump said, hey, you know what? We're the United States. We're going to deal with this better than anybody everybody else were making MAGA masks, and by the way, 50 cents on every dollar will go, his normal fundraising scams, right? Do the scams, but do the MAGA masks. And if he said, we're going to be absolutely the best on this thing, he wins. We saw it.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Now, I think it was just a miscalculation in the sense that somewhere Trump probably thought it was really going to go away. I don't know who was around him. I don't know if by Easter of 2020, right? I mean, okay. So I think Trump is going to have just done that. I have to talk to them. I don't know.
Polls like Biden to American
and that has nothing to do with American voters. We're talking about other countries.
I totally get it. When you say something like that, voters say, oh, wow, America, the world respects Biden more than they respect Trump. Okay. Somebody would say, maybe because, anybody who was an enemy of America hated Trump, because Trump would, deal more directly with them than Biden. Biden, you can't necessarily see him, he doesn't look like a leader, not a guy, but Biden doesn't look like you're saying. So then I don't know. Vote doesn't have to be you say because show up because these people don't care. That's what you said. That was your narrative. Right? That's what you said. Those were your words.
Some of those words mirror the things that I said, yes.
Okay, so it activates, which means, so Trump's voters, so when you say I speak to a lot of these Trump voters, there's obviously a lot of animosity. You have a lot of resentment or animosity towards them. I don't know why, but you seem angry and upset towards Trump. I mean, your comments like, Trump is the voters of this, voters of that. Well, to you, what
problem may be? I have to interrupt that.
But I get that. So what is, and you can answer all those questions.
But I'll try to
what is the DNA of typical actor?
There's not anything. I think there's basically three primary categories for the vote
Breaking down for us.
Well, it's not about intelligence, and I don't know if you're being sarcastic. It's not about intelligence.
No,
it's about have you researched.
This is your world. So this is your world. So tell us what you think about the 3 and the 4.
If you're intelligent, imagine what you would do if you looked up the things I looked up. That's really incredible. Okay, so in all seriousness, four basic reasons. Trump, pro-business, low-tax right-wingers, people like Mitt Romney, basically. Mitt Romney maybe isn't a little bit of an exception because he's a Mormon, he has some socially conservative views, but you've got like the Romney type who's concerned with let's not overregulate businesses, let's not have taxes that are too high, let's create a good business environment. As governor of Massachusetts, that was sort of his idea, and that's a very good state, and he did well. So you've got like the Romney type.
Traditional, low tax, limited government.
Yeah. Not extreme
millionaire,
not extreme right on
business
social issues.
Type people.
Not particularly homophobic, for example.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Freedom to discriminate if I don't want to do like a gay wedding cake. That. You then have evangelical and religious voters whose primary things are less economic.
Second,
Libertarian. Third, you've got the Mike Pence vote. Or the Mike Pence vote, people for abortion and gay marriage and more recently, trans stuff. That's really the most important. You don't know what the economic stuff is. It's actually often not good for them. We started to see this with Reagan, a lot of these religious voters. They went with Reagan even though economically it wasn't the best thing. Those are typically
hear the comments from they're voting against their interests because they have social ideologies that they gravitate to.
So you've got those three groups. Trump had all of them. The early 10 groups for 2016 is that third group that he went to. That eventually went to Trump. Trump coalesced these groups because they really weren't going to vote for him. The fourth group, which Trump kind of created, is people who were not at all engaged with politics before. They didn't pay attention. They didn't necessarily, they didn't have to political identity. They didn't suspect they were leading to something. They got caught in specific.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Trump has before.
Trump is
Activated.
Trump activated this these people who were not in any of those categories I mentioned and got engaged in politics crime because they heard Trump say something that they liked.
Give some examples of those type of, like you talk about West Virginia coal miners or people who eat red south.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
A lot of them didn't even that didn't sound good. I lost my job. It's because of China that I lost my job. That sounds good. Or people who are on immigration, they're like the wall. Of course, you and I know never moved to the wall. They might have some paper. Or people who love the idea, never were called. It's like, no, it sounds good. I'm voting for Trump. So we brought in this.
Okay, so the fourth group to be exact, it's his personality that people were turned on by.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Personality, but it could be that there was one thing he said that
Okay, so
Insufficient
so let me ask you a question.
Vespine gas.
it's not about what you want. I'm sure they can say that.
You don't think it's true?
Of course, in a country of 330 million people, there are going to be some.
No, but you said you don't know if it's true. It's like, well, you don't know if it's true.
I don't have any.
You don't have any data. You want to get data to say people showed up that day just because they're black?
There's exit polling on most of these issues. We
It's-
might be able to find it right now.
No, it's
I think it's fair to say.
I know Republicans who were voting for Obama insurance industry just because, like, listen, man, first time this guy talks like MLK, you know, he sounds reasonable. I'm gonna vote for him. There's a lot of people that came out here. So somebody may say, well, you know, the reason why Obama got elected because he's got the three difficult things when he talks to the Democrat, but the fourth thing is he was black. Okay? And then you're gonna say,
I would say, yeah, I'm sure that was a portion of people who voted.
so you're saying the DNA of Trump MAGA voter who looks past policy. So you're saying on the three policies he didn't check off.
I'm saying
Tell me if you're saying he's going to get reelected without voting. You said he would have gotten reelected.
I think he would have.
Perfect. And then you said, your words, you said something up there in the context of, because I think the macro is not about policy.
A lot of that fourth group, yes, is not about the overarching accomplishment. Like, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about, and maybe it'll help to understand. I got a call at some point during the first term of Trump from a guy who said, I'm going to be this guy. This guy's just the best. I said, oh, okay. What do you care about? How are you evaluating his performance to decide? Like, how do you, I'm curious, how do you decide? He said, well, I care about the wall. So he's got to build that wall. I said, perfect. If he doesn't build the wall, are you still going to vote for him? And he says, well, yeah, I'm not going to vote for him. So I said, oh, so it doesn't actually matter if you build the wall.
There's no one would you vote for Republican?
Sure. I mean, if I
Have you ever voted for Republican president?
no, I mean, I've only
Okay, then
voted
you
for
would.
election.
Yeah.
But hold on a second.
But you're 40 years old.
I'm 38, please.
84, 38 years old. 38
No.
is still, you've had
Let's-
plenty of elections.
Two questions.
But it doesn't matter. All of that guy, you're the
I think you're missing the picture.
What is it?
The point is, he made a claim that he was going to make a vote depending on policy. And I then said, so if the policy fails, we'll go for someone else. And he said, no, actually the policy doesn't matter. That's the difference. I'm not making that claim. Okay, it's a completely different thing.
I mean, the same can be said to take one example of a story who sounds like an idiot. You say that and categorize everybody.
I'm not.
Like you say,
But that's not what I'm
that's selective for you. Well, you are kind of doing that. You're saying here's a Republican voter who you ask why.
Additional supply depots required.
Is that what you go to?
For something like
For a
that.
guy who, if this is your space, what's your podcast like? What's your show about? You should know this stuff. You're the expert. I
I
brought
just
you here.
don't remember that offhand.
How do
It's
you?
fine to point out.
But this is your world. Like if you ask me questions on business, I'm gonna say, let me give you my stuff. Many podcasts they've had stuff. If you're coming here, saying what you're saying, and then I ask you a simple question of, so the same thing can be said about people that voted for Biden. Yeah, I'm gonna vote for anybody. Dude, nobody would show up when Biden would speak. Did you not see his tour when he was going campaigning?
Patrick, you're not really doing this, are you? You're doing this?
I'm actually curious where you're gonna go now. What's
Biden wasn't even doing events where this is the Biden one from the basement.
Yeah.
I have a counter to this entire, and I want to just be really clear. I don't really care about defending Biden in any particular sense. I just think he was the better option than Trump. I feel like
Neither has anybody done it like this.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Guys,
This was during COVID.
yes. Let's back up for a second.
Okay.
Well, that's
These are
because
COVID
it's
rallies.
COVID.
Oh, stop.
Patrick,
You gotta be
can I
kidding
tell
me.
you something? This is really deep.
You're
The
telling
Additional
me-
supply depots
So
required.
here's what I'm willing to do. Here's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to give him $1 million of my own money right now to go try to fill up an arena.
Oh no.
To show that nobody is inspired by this guy. This is not
Insufficient
but
Vespine
what's
gas.
silly is what's silly is
Insufficient
going
Vespine gas.
about how bad Trump voter is, and let me tell you, it's these people, all they care about is his personality, or outside of the taxes and all this other stuff. And then I ask you a question, I say, so why do people vote for Biden? Many of them voted because they just
Look it up. Why do I need to memorize
Can I make a quick one?
Can I just get it's such a self-hate because when you talk about
keep saying, oh, you did a lot of times, but
can I go step it out? I would stop saying that because it's embarrassing to Trump that he wants to lie in his basement. That's the crazy thing.
your
I would
president,
stop talking.
your guy, Joe Biden, is the greatest hide and go seek champion of all time.
Wait, hold on a second. He's not your president.
He's my president.
He's out.
He's your guy. He's the guy you're defending. You're defending him right now to say
Only that he's better than Trump because you're making
the only even the liberals today are not saying he's better than Trump executing international
It's fine.
I don't know against find a poll. So I mean, if you can't
I
agree to
said I
that part,
don't know how many of course they would.
it's not just how many. It's if you go and look at any of these people, what do you call it, streets, go talk to people.
Great interview.
Yeah, it's like, hey, so tell me, who would you vote here? Trump's the worst. I would never vote for him. They don't want to vote for this guy. Because 99% everybody was sitting there bashing him non-stop. By the way, same thing's going to happen with DeSantis.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with Bush. The only Republicans Democrats like is ex-presidents who are now teachers. That's the only Republicans Democrats like, because they're no longer a threat. Trump's a big threat. So for you to say, well, we now have respect around the world, I don't even know if I want that. I think if there's an element of competition, because I think if China has to choose between Trump or Biden, powerful. You got to put them up there. They're strong. China is way stronger. China hates America. China doesn't. They're publicly announced what they're going to be doing. There's a very big difference between China and Russia. And by the way,
Yeah, it's not rare. As
Not enough
no,
minerals.
I'm not. Yeah,
I will give you a poll on that. Do you have a poll on that?
not offhand.
Then have to just what? You have a poll? Give me a poll. But no, give me a poll because that's an anecdote.
We can use this.
But no, you're
stop any conversation.
But you're
hold on a
doing
second.
that. But that's what you're
But
doing,
you
though.
just did it with
But
the polls about
but
liberals
you're
no
the
longer
expert.
like
You're the
Biden.
political expert. I'm not. You're the political expert. What you just did, no, you're being silly. So I'm giving you exactly what you've been doing for the first 30 minutes now it officially bothers.
No, it doesn't bother me. I think it's silly. I think we don't get anywhere.
But wait a minute. But what you're saying is that if the argument you give, I said, show me a poll. Yeah. Show it to me. You can't do it.
There's a difference between
what? Yeah, I didn't say anything. I'm not even you said most Republicans.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Other countries hated us. You're assuming.
Insufficient Vespine gas.
Wait, you didn't say what?
I didn't say most.
You said
I said
what?
there is a contingent conflict
Right.
that actually.
Fun stuff. I think these guys going hard at each other. I gotta eat, man. I should have eaten before that, but that was a fun game, so it's all good. Okay, my voice is all gravelly, wabbly. Yeah. Let's end the stream.